Hello. My name is Kerry. On my previous video I described 3 different types of ESP. Today, I would like to share with you my experience with Clairsentience. I had discovered the 3 types of ESP, and realized I was clairsentient, but what did that mean anyway? I went looking for more people with this experience. I found plenty of psychics, tarot card readers, clairvoyants, some clairaudience, channelers, remote viewers, super soldiers, MK Ultra, my labs, alien encounters both positive and negative, but no clairsentience. Each one of these are valid types of experience. I understood them, but I suppose I was looking for validation. I wanted someone to be telling their story, and it could have been my own. I wanted someone else to have figured it out, and told me what was going on. But I found no one. All I can do, is share with you my experience, and how I have come to understand things, because of those experiences. I'm 51, so I've had decades of experience, but in this one area I kept doubting myself. It can be subtle, and no one else is saying they are experiencing it. So yes, you have doubt, and seek validation from elsewhere. I did find some validation. After all, I discovered the 3 types of ESP, and clairsentience. That was a start at least. I realized, I wasn't going to find what I was looking for in other people, I had to find it in myself. So you could say, that life in the last couple of years, has been a roller coaster ride, trying to find perspective on my new paradigm. I really pushed the boundaries of cause and effect. I've had enough experiences now, and much reflection, to have gained some hindsight. This is my experience, and it comes from my perspective. It's not a matter of being right, or thinking something might be wrong. It's how I see things, and there are always many other perspectives. All are valid, and none are wrong. It's all a matter of perspective, and if you don't agree, that's perfectly fine, that's free will, and it's your choice. In the last couple of years since discovering this, I have spent many hours thinking how you would describe what I experience. How do you put it into words, so that people could understand, how you can perceive something, by sensing or feeling it? Briefly, clairsentience is conscious sensing of past events as memories and current events as puzzles. It is the ability to sense, or feel things, in a more in-depth and accurate way. You can sense who other people are, you can feel their energy, and a sense of them is imprinted in you. You can sense others' thoughts. You can know something is about to happen, and the nagging symbols and thoughts are a clue to what's about to happen, or has just happened somewhere. You can be greatly affected by other people's energies, even to the point you can feel your own body shaking from the energy fields clashing. You have to be careful about taking on other people's negativity. You can also affect other people's thoughts and their energy fields, if you put focused attention into it. I suppose sensing is a two-way street. You can feel others, and you can make them feel you too. You can experience recurring dreams and other subconscious things. You may even sense that time itself, glitches, swerves, pauses. You may have memory of a history that doesn't exist in this timeline. You may be aware that nature protects you, and many others watch over your safety, and keep you from any real harm. You may experience times when you conduct electricity, seemingly out of nowhere. At times there might be so much energy about, it conducts through you, creating static shocks every time you touch something. Sometimes you may notice your gut, which is connected to your emotional center, is trying to tell you something. It comes with a nagging thought, and definite feelings, depending on what your gut is trying to tell you. You might also start to see certain things, at times, in your peripheral vision. It's like a liquid silver rainbow, creating sheets of color, that shines and sparkles as it moves. 4 optometrists test later, and not one has a clue what I'm talking about. You might also have times, when it sounds like 100 radio stations are tuned in at once, all speaking together, faintly in the background everywhere you go. What you sense can come in many ways, you need to be open to it, it picks its own form. You have to trust in your own intuition and instinct, and this is why clairsentience is so uncommon. Who trusts in intuition and instinct anymore? I will go into more detail of the experiences that led me to these conclusions in another video. At this point I would like to focus on the overall picture. Understanding ESP is not an exact science, as it's always open to different interpretations. I interpret things from my perspective and understanding. From my perspective, I see there are two distinct ways of sensing things, in a conscious, extrasensory way. One is clear and feels complete, like a memory, and you know it's from the past. The other is the present, and it feels like a cryptic crossword, veiled in symbolism and repetitive themes. It is difficult to say what triggers these things. Emotional connection to other people is certainly a trigger. Some places definitely have a strong memory of its past. Highly energized places will trigger things because of the location. It can be anything, even carried on the wind. For a past event, it is like absorbing a memory, and then it becomes something you just know. As with any memory, it is a recollection of events, people, places, and emotions, and can be very detailed and specific. Any past event that has created a strong vibrational echo, or memory, can be easily perceived and understood in its entirety. It is easier to understand what has already happened, because it's complete and the outcome is known, and the rest is, as they say, history. You know it's a past event, because that is part of the memory, just like when you think about something in your own past memory, you know it's past. It should be mentioned here, that like our own memories and perspective, when you sense the past, you are also sensing an individual's memories and perspective. It is usually because of some emotional event that has caused this vibrational memory to be so strong. This is not a new concept. Some events are so traumatic that the vibrational memory takes on an ethereal form of its own. The soul that experienced this traumatic event becomes fractured. The soul is light, and this traumatic event created a darkness. The darkness fractured from the soul, and attached itself to its vibrational memory. This is how a soul becomes fractured through a reincarnation cycle. During this present time, when we are experiencing the end of the reincarnation cycle, all those fractured parts of ourselves have to be brought back to your oversoul. This is the unity of the soul, and the integration of light and dark. This big soul, or oversoul, that this darkness fractured from, is denying a part of its whole experience. The whole point of existence is to experience and learn. Ignoring the darkness and the trauma, is failing to experience and learn, and dooming yourself to the same mistake. As long as the darkness is ignored, it holds a part of the soul stuck in a vibrational memory. This is how the past creates memory. It's a vibrational echo of everything, from those who created it by living it. We are all doing the same thing now, as our now moments constantly tick into the past, to create memory of its own. Many locations are highly energetic, because many people were traumatized in some way there, and usually over considerable time. It does leave a scar on the location. It is embedded in this location, until all the souls that created it have reintegrated the darkness. Or, the planet that it is locked into, shakes it off and sends it back to where it came from. As the planet ascends, it can't take this darkness with it, so Earth is clearing all the negative energies our memories have created. Climate change and extreme weather and geological events, is the releasing of those negative energies. This is also creating greater intensity of reactions, with our solar system's binary partners close approach. More about that another time. Human history has created a strong vibrational past. It is riddled with oppression, wars, caste systems, division, starvation, disease, and lifelong poverty and suffering. There is no golden age in our history books, You'll have to look in the myth section for that, because our history says that never really happened. So it is easily understood how many places on Earth now are scarred by countless millennia of wars and caste. With the past, the book has already been printed, and the ending is known. You can go to any point in that book you want, even the ending. You can just skip straight to the end. The present, however, represents the draft still being done by the author. He isn't finished yet, and he hasn't written the ending. The draft could change 100 times before the author finishes the end. That is what sensing events in the present is like, the unfinished draft, with no ending yet. You must wait and see what unfolds, in time, at the end when the work is complete and its conclusion known. In the present, what you sense, is based on the unfinished draft. It has a theme, a broad outline, but that's it. At any moment the author could decide to scrap his draft, and that's the end of it, nothing comes of it at all. There are no guarantees of any conclusion. Sometimes, something you sensed doesn't appear to happen, or mean anything. That's because the author probably scrapped it. It was an idea, a thought, but it never fully made it to actual completion. That's what happens when you work with a draft, anything can change. I believe I have explained, from my perspective, how I understand that all things create memory. Every thought and every action, all create vibrational memory. The earth is full of life's rich record and history. This record exists as a wavelength, as a frequency, for all time. Wavelength has movement and flow, and this vibrational memory flows around the planet, like the ocean and wind currents. Sooner or later, each human will pass through the thoughts and actions of his fellow man, on a vibratory memory level. The human body is an antenna, and those tuned into the right channel, can experience the memory. They can pick it up, like tuning into a radio station and listening. For the present, for events that haven't unfolded yet, only the basic factors and elements involved can be sensed. It's better understood by the repetitive symbols and feelings it gives you. It's like a sneak peek behind the scenes at the currents or vibrations already in play. Current, or present events, can be simple and play out the cause and effect cycle quickly, and obviously. Or, they can be complex and multifaceted, making cause and effect obscure. I think it's reasonable to expect that most people can understand the complexity of our modern world. What tangled webs we weave, when first we practice to deceive. And that's the truth of it, our world is complex because it is full of deceit. People are self-serving, and ambition, competition, and materialistic demand has never been higher. From the little guy, to the monarch, everybody's looking after their own interests, with their own agendas. Everybody keeps things private. It's what we do. It's the system we were born into, not chosen. You know the saying, about reaping what you sow. Well, consider how many millions of people, each with their own reasons, sowing and reaping thoughts and deeds. This is cause and effect, making a choice and learning from it. It should be apparent, that in the present, in any one now moment, billions of thoughts and actions are vibrating across this planet. Billions of causes and effects are in play, at any one moment. When choice has not yet been made, and the moment hasn't been lived, then many choices remain, and the outcome is ambiguous. Billions of humans, and trillions of other life, and the planet itself, all creating cause and effect, continuously, in the now moment. With so many plans in motion, at any one time, what makes one stand out from the rest? I suppose, it must be the sheer size of the group, the number of its individual components. The size and weight of the group consciousness must be extraordinary, to stand out from all others. It is my belief, that my precognitive experiences happen for two reasons. The first is obvious and understandable, because of emotional bonds to people. The other, is the equivalent to many people focusing their energy into one direction, one thought, to bring a plan or a step to fruition. This focused energy, and excitement in anticipation of success, creates strong waves. This is focused intent by many people of like mind, to bring about a desired course of events. It is the group consciousness, the like-mindedness of these people to obtain their objective, that creates powerful vibrations for others to sense. Most people who get together for the same reasons, won't tell others, because they don't want the bother of interference, or debate. Businesses do it, behind boardroom doors. Governments do it in closed sessions. Individuals do it. Everybody has their private side, and their public face, businesses and governments included. This concludes my description of my perception on how you can sense things from the past, and in the present. This is conscious sensing, that you perceive in your daily life. It is a part of who you are, and what you believe, and how you think about things. I don't like to be negative, but sensing others' true thoughts, isn't always a positive experience. It affects you on a daily basis, and how you interact with other people. This is the part you are consciously aware of, that can be perceived by your normal conscious mind. But this is only half of our existence. The subconscious realm we sleep in, provides the second half of our whole existence. My next video will be on my perceptions of subconscious sensing, or what comes to your conscious mind from your dreams. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, then don't forget to hit the like button. If you didn't like it, then share it around anyway, someone you know might get something out of it. Be kind to each other, and yourself. Talk to you soon. Cheers from Carrie.